everyone, welcome to Turkish Coffee Reading channel. My name is Marie and I'm the coffee reader. Today we are going to look at why your relationships don't go anywhere and why they often start with a strong potential but fail to develop into something stable or long-lasting. I'm going to add a short tarot reading at the end, and also you can ask a yes or no question from the pendulum at the end. We're also going to see if you're actually meant to stay single or if you simply need to readjust your behavior and your approach in order to be more successful in love. We're going to do this reading for two groups of the collective, the cup with the red tarot and the cup with the black-green tarot. I give you a moment. Choose your cup, cup 1 or cup 2. Pick a cup. All right, I'm going to start the reading with the choice of red tarot. But first, I'm going to draw some tarot cards and we're going to read it after the coffee and see if they align or what they can add to the reading. I see so many clear vertical roads parallel to each other all over. It means your life path in relationships has been repeating itself in a very structured and almost predictable way. You are not just randomly meeting people, but you are walking along emotional path that looks almost identical to each other. Even if the faces change, each relationships follow the same rhythm, the same beginning, the same emotional development, and often the same ending. You may feel like you are trying something new, but deep down your choices come from familiar habits and patterns that you have not fully broken yet. It also means that this pattern is strong and consistent, which tells me it will continue unless you consciously choose a different direction. I see a crab, but it's pixelated. It means your emotional world is complex and layered, sometimes even unclear to yourself. You protect your heart in indirect ways. Instead of clearly expressing how you feel, you may move sideways like crab, avoid direct confrontation, or withdraw when things feel too intense. You're sensitive, but that sensitivity is hidden behind a protective behavior. In relationships, when things start to get deeper, you may instinctively pull back instead of opening up. I see initials A and K. Perhaps there are people that had more influence in your relationships. There's a small tent here. It means your relationships often feel temporary, like a place you stay in for a short time rather than something you build permanently. There is a sense of visiting rather than settling. Either you or the people you connect with don't fully invest in creating long-term stability. Your connections may feel comfortable and even enjoyable, but they lack foundation and long-term commitment energy. I see a silhouette. Rather than walking, it's rushing into relationships without allowing things to develop naturally. Move quickly from interest to involvement without taking the time to truly understand each other. I see flags, and it means you are noticing the signs that something is not fully right between you and your partner. It means you are aware on some level that there are incompatibilities or behaviors that don't align with you truly. You see red flags, but you overlook them, you downplay them. So the real challenge is not seeing the red flag, is not choosing what to do once you do. I see plane here. It means your relationships take off very quickly, rising fast in emotional intensity. There is a strong lift at the beginning. I see the dog, which is the sign of friendliness and playfulness. You attract people who are kind and easy to be around. With some of your exes, you still have kept the normal and light-hearted friendship. In this cup, I see that your mind is very confused. You think a lot. You are irritated. You're not at peace. And you live in your mind. Your mind is searching for answers or meanings, which prevents you from experiencing peace. You try to explain and analyze instead of simply feeling and experiencing. I see that you nitpick. You focus on small details and imperfections. You pay attention towards what is wrong or what could be better instead of focusing on emotional closeness and ease. Your relationships are not deep. There is interaction, attraction, and even care for each other, but something stops the relationship from becoming deeply rooted and emotionally fulfilling. I see there are so many opportunities for you for self-reflection. You are constantly being given chances to understand yourself better through your experiences. I see initial R. Perhaps the person that your relationship with, this person fluctuates, goes through highs and lows instead of remaining steady. I see boundaries and structure. Relationships may feel controlled rather than freely flowing. I see a thin line like a snake. That means subtle tension, mistrust, or emotional discomfort. It grows slowly. I see a man here with short forehead, either bald or has a short-cut hair with relatively big nose and dark goatee. This could be a specific person who had a strong impact on you, or perhaps this is a person that represents a type or energy that you are drawn to. I see that there was a commitment energy was tied to this person. Perhaps you were engaged to this person. I see 2 white rings around him. He could be a person from your past, but if this person coming for you in the future, he brings you peace and calm communication. I see a white bird here, brings news of potential for harmony. But also I see a shadow of a man standing right on the side. The peace is interrupted or overshadowed by someone else's behavior or presence. Communication becomes blocked or influenced negatively by the shadow of another person. I see a caterpillar here. This means that you have the opportunity for growth and transformation. And also a dark road with a head of a horse right beside it. You have a strong desire for movement, but direction is unclear. Passion drives the connection more than stability or long-term planning. This symbol is strange. I see a white heart, but on top of it, a dark Satan holding a pitchfork. This means love is present, but it's being overshadowed by unhealthy patterns, by fears, by controlling dynamics. It means something interferes with your genuine emotional connections. I see a silhouette of a woman dragging herself towards the past. You are being pulled back into past patterns or memories. You revisit emotional situations instead of moving forward. But a white lion is holding her tail and not letting her go. This is a strong force. This is all about duality. There is still a strong force in you, prevents you or try to prevent you from your hold on your past attachments. I see a moon crescent and a tadpole near rim of this cup. This means a shift, a change is coming. There will be new beginning for your relationships. Either you're in early stages and the relationship hasn't fully developed, or during the half moon crescent. It is coming. If you don't embrace it, the energy drops and will lose momentum. I see a fast moving energy coming into your life. Is it going to be the same pattern repeated? This new person has values. He has honor and respect. I see a horseshoe here. It means luck and opportunity are present. You have the ability to change the pattern. I see a very small heart-shaped balloon. So your love will feel light and floating, but it's a dark heart. That means these emotions will not last long. However, in your future, I see more bright roads and mirror. You will gain clarity. You will gain self-awareness. You will be given multiple opportunities to end the old pattern. So your coffee cup shows a very strong and a very clear story here. It shows repetition, fast beginnings, emotional guarding, and lack of depth. It shows that you attract men easily, and there is always warmth, excitement, and possibility at the start. However, it also shows that these relationships follow the same path again and again without growing into something stable and lasting. Your mind plays a very strong role creating overthinking, irritation, and lack of peace, which affects how you experience your relationships. It shows that you are drawn to familiar type of people and that past influences still shape your choices. It shows emotional depth is blocked by you rushing your old pattern and the subtle tensions that grow over time. At the same time, this cup shows that awareness is coming and that you have opportunities to reflect and change. It shows that luck is present, but change requires your conscious effort. All right, now let's see what tarot cards we had drawn and what are they adding to this reading. Why your relationship don't go anywhere. The devil gives you the root cause of the situation. The reason is your strong attachment to familiar but unhealthy emotional patterns. It says that you're not choosing these situations randomly, but you're drawn to them because they feel intense, familiar, and hard to resist. There is a cycle of attraction where chemistry and emotional pull feels very strong at the beginning, but that same energy is about control, imbalance, and has emotional limitation underneath. The root cause of this issue is not lack of opportunity, but it's you being tied up to a repeating emotional cycle. Two of Cups says that you show up in a relationship as someone open to love, warmth, and emotional bonding. It means when you enter a relationship, you are willing to connect, to share, and to meet the other person halfway. You naturally create chemistry and mutual understanding, and you are capable of forming genuine emotional relationship with others. However, it also means that you may lean into the connection quickly, focusing on the bond and the feeling of closeness before a solid foundation is built. Your presence in relationships is not the problem because you bring openness and connection, but you invest too much emotionally before you fully evaluate the relationship. You contribute to this pattern through your mind, your thoughts, and your need for clarity. You wanted to explain everything. You wanted to analyze every situation. Ace of Swords says you think deeply about relationship. You try to analyze and understand everything logically. And sometimes this mental focus creates distance from your emotional experience because you are trying to figure things out instead of allowing them to unfold naturally. As I saw in the coffee cup, you truly nitpicking all the time. The Hanged Man explains it very well the type of partners you attract. You tend to attract guys who, the moment comes to commitment, they emotionally pause, they delay, they're not ready to move forward. They may be thoughtful or introspective, but they're not in a position to actively build or progress in a relationship. These are guys that keep things in a state of waiting where nothing fully moves forward. And this creates a situation where you feel stuck because the relationship doesn't develop. This card shows that the people you attract often mirror a kind of a stillness or hesitation that prevents long-term growth. Breaking point in your relationships comes through conflict, imbalance, or emotional tension that is not resolved in a healthy way. Situations reach a point where someone feels misunderstood, unheard, or defeated. And instead of working through it together, the relationship begins to fall apart. Instead of mutual understanding, you get the sense that either someone is winning or losing, which damages the connection, the emotional bond. Relationships often end not because there was no connection, but because the connection couldn't handle the tension that developed over time. Your core lesson is about emotional consistency and realism in love. Knight of Cups reversed means you are learning to recognize the difference between a genuine emotion versus a romantic gesture. The latter might not be backed by stability. This card is advising you to see when his feelings are inconsistent, when his promises are not followed through, and when his emotional expression doesn't match real effort. Then don't be carried away by the idea of love or the feeling of it. Look how he actually maintained his love and commitment over time. Finally, what is the healthiest way forward? Three of Pentacles advising you to approach relationships as something that is built slowly, with effort, with cooperation, and with consistency. Instead of focusing on only chemistry and fun, you need to focus on how the relationship is functioning in real and practical ways. Choose your partner who are willing to work with you, communicate clearly with you, and build something with you step by step. This card is saying that you are not meant to stay single permanently. It says you are meant to change the way you build relationship, not avoiding them. Healthy love is possible for you, but it will come through patience, effort, and choosing stability over intensity and passion. So, what's the conclusion of all this? The coffee ground and the cards are saying it looks like that your relationships are moving too fast. Don't emotionally commit after a few good dates. Let stability show over weeks, not excitement in days. Stop choosing based on chemistry alone. A strong attraction is repeating the same patterns. What you need to change is not to treat chemistry as compatibility. Pay attention to what they do, not how they feel. Look and see if they follow through. And stop overthinking. Your mind is overactive. You need to not overanalyze every message or tone. Break the familiar type loop. You're attracted to the same type, even if it doesn't work. And lastly, build relationships. Don't fall into them. You can have a relationship. What needs to change is how quickly you commit, who you choose, and your standards for consistency. Don't make emotional decisions early. Let behavior over time decide everything. All right, now get ready. We're going to ask a question from the pendulum. The answer will be yes, no, maybe, or I don't know. Have your question in your mind and concentrate on the pendulum. Wow, it's saying yes without hesitation and from the start. Your answer was unequivocally yes. Best of luck to you. I also have another channel dedicated completely to tarot and cartomancy, the card reader. It's a growing space, and there's always something fresh to watch if you're into this kind of content. Please go and check out the channel, give it some love, consider subscribing. Your help and support encourages me to keep creating more content like this for you. This video is proudly sponsored by Otter spirit. They offer genuine and authentic gemstones. As a Pisces, by wearing turquoise, I receive healing and wisdom from the universe. And the amethyst bracelet enhances my intuition. To invite prosperity into my life, I wear a citrine bracelet. What do you desire? Improvement in love, finances, spirituality, or beyond? Otter Spirit offers authentic, top-notch, double-A grade gemstones that deliver true effects. The authenticity is very important. You can literally sense the energy of a genuine gemstone as you wear them. It's an experience like no other. Otter Spirit offers a variety of gemstones to suit your needs. You can shop by your zodiac sign or setting personal intentions. For me, wearing these gemstones is a daily ritual. I cherish them, keeping them safe in this beautiful box inside this soft pouch whenever I'm not wearing them. Remember, when you buy from Otter Spirit, do so through the Turkish Coffee Reading link. You will enjoy a 30% discount. The link is in the description to this video. So head over, make a purchase, and don't forget to share your experience in the comments below. Now we're going to take a look at the cup 2, but before that, I'm going to shuffle the cards and draw some tarot. We're going to look at them at the end. We'll see what the tarot can add to the reading. Right off the bat, I see so many lines and unmeaningful shapes all over the cup. The overall impression I get is that emotional energy around relationships for you feels confusing, unstable, and hard to understand clearly. It seems when you enter relationships, things do not feel simple or calm. Instead, there is often emotional noise, uncertainty, or mixed signals. For you, relationships tend to feel emotionally unsettled. Relationships for you are not naturally flowing in a straight direction. Your energy feels scattered, hard to read. I see question mark. You carry constant uncertainty in love. You often question the situation, question the other person, and sometimes even question your own feelings. It shows a mind that is never fully relaxed in relationships. Even when something looks good, there's still doubt in the background. This creates emotional instability because relationships can't grow properly when the foundation is always, I'm not sure. I see a face of a polar bear could mean emotional coldness or emotional distance energy. It doesn't mean that you are cold, but it means emotionally you either protect yourself strongly or attract people who are emotionally closed off. So warmth is not always fully expressed or received. It can feel like people are strong and present physically, but emotionally hard to reach. I see face of a white man with open mouth near a heart shape. Emotional expression happens, but it's not stable or consistent. It means someone speaks about feelings, expresses emotion, show openness, but it may come in form of emotional surprises. Things are said or revealed that change the direction of the relationship quickly and kind of shocking. I see a tree, and it means there is natural potential for relationships for you to grow deeper. It shows that you are not blocked from love. There is real ability for you to build something long term. However, the tree is only potential here. It means growth is possible, but it looks like it doesn't get always the time or stability it needs to fully develop. I see a prehistoric bird. It means old emotional patterns or perhaps outdated relationship habits. And these are still influencing you. You repeat emotional styles that are familiar from the past, even the unhealthy habits. For you, relationships feel like they follow old emotional scripts instead of something new and fresh. The good thing is the expansion here I see. Relationships are meant to help you grow and learn. And Not all your relationships are meant to stay. They come to expand your awareness. It seems as if the universe on purpose does not make them to become permanent, just for you to learn and expand your knowledge and awareness. I see a handyman here with his tools. It means fixing energy. It means you may try to repair situations, fix emotional problems, or improve relationships that are not as stable. Could be that you attract partner who try to fix things instead of naturally building something healthy from the scratch. And also, in a mundane interpretation, perhaps you're attracted to handymans. I know, it sounds funny, but anyways. I see confusion between love and uncertainty. I see love and I see lie. That means you struggle to clearly identify whether someone is emotionally genuine or not. And it feels like emotional clarity is missing and makes it hard to know if something is real love or just temporary connection, a sweet lie. I see that time is an issue for you. Either relationships doesn't happen at the right emotional moment, or when you're ready, the other person is not. Or perhaps your relationships moves too quickly before it becomes stable. It feels like you're running out of time. I see hammer here. It means sudden impact energy. Things start or end abruptly. It suggests emotional situations that feel strong but not always smooth. There can be sudden decisions, sudden changes, or emotional pressure. A scorpion here brings emotional intensity combined with defensiveness and jealousy. It means there is passion, but also emotional protection, like fear of being hurt or mistrust energy. It shows your relationships feel strong, but also emotionally sharp, kind of reactive. There is jealousy, passion, and hurt. I see letter X here. It means ending. It suggests that your relationships don't always fade slowly, but it reaches a point that continuation becomes impossible and it abruptly ends. I see you with emotional heaviness or unclear emotional direction. It's like something in relationships for you feels emotionally heavy or confusing. It's not fully defined, but it creates emotional pressure or uncertainty. I see a lizard here. It means betrayal. This keeps happening to you. It makes you to emotionally withdraw and detach because it feels too painful and too intense. Your relationships feels like don't progress, or if it does, it has a very slow progress and it requires effort. But even with effort, still the progress is slow and sometimes tiring. I see a silhouette, excited and crazy. It means your relationships often begins with a strong emotional excitement. You become crazy in love. You fall for him head over heel. And as I see a face of a ghost, a shocked ghost, it means that your emotion shifts to a sudden surprise. Your emotions change unexpectedly. Either a sudden realization or a shocking revelation shifts the whole relationship and makes you more confused. I see mirrors. It means relationships act as reflections. You learn about yourself through your partners. The partners that you choose reflects exactly who you are or who you want to be. I see a square. It's a structure, but also limitation. Things feel controlled or boxed in when you're in a relationship. You may not feel fully free or flowing. I also see columns here, which holds the structures and give a stability to the structure, but it feels rigid. You desire for a stability, but also you need flexibility, which is missing. I see a deer here with a wishbone. It means you're very sensitive, but also very hopeful. You deeply want love and relationship, but because of sensitivity, you're very cautious. You don't want it to emotionally be affected again. You want the right relationship even after disappointments. I see a cat sitting here. Cat is symbol of independence. You value your emotional space, your self-sufficiency. This time you want to prioritize your independence. I see a shell of a tortoise. You have become very protective of your emotions. Wow, fear not, because I see a white ring with 2 wings attached. I should give you the good news that your desire for commitment is heard by the universe. An opportunity comes in a form of proposal. This is going to be an offering from the universe. And I see 2 spoons here. It means pairing energy, full harmony, spooning together, emotional balance. There's a small white duck here talking about adaptability. Are you going to take the opportunity and adjust yourself with the situation? Letter Y said that you will be in front of a crossroad between 2 paths. I see a face of a lion here. Lion means a strong pride, a strong emotional presence, a powerful energy in relationship. Emotions will be strong, but also ego and pride. I see clear vertical roads. It means there are so many opportunities for relationship in your future. And it's up to you to learn from past mistakes and right the wrong. Now let's take a look at the tarot and see what they can add to this reading. The question is why your relationship don't work and what to do about it. The word explains the root cause of the problem. In relationships, you might feel like everything is perfect early on and then you stop trying and leave before it has time to grow. You think it's complete, but you miss the chance to let it develop. This card is telling you to give your relationship more time to grow. Let them unfold slowly and see where they go. Don't expect your relationship to be perfect or complete right away. You show up in the relationship carrying emotional weight. You feel responsible for how things go. You put in a lot of emotional effort early on, and your relationship starts to feel heavy quite quickly, like there is too much to manage emotionally or mentally. There is a sense of pressure, responsibility, or emotional burden. This makes relationship feel like work instead of flow, which makes it difficult to continue. King of Cups says that you try to stay calm and composed on the surface, even if you feel a lot inside. You hold emotions in to manage them internally, and you try to stay emotionally stable on the surface. And this creates a situation where feelings are strong but not always openly communicated. It can make relationships feel emotionally unclear to the other person. You need to express your feeling with an open line of communication. The Wheel of Fortune is the kind of partner you attract. You attract people who come in cycles and changes. They are unpredictable. They shift quickly in directions and mood. Guys that you attract are often in transitional phase of their life. They are not ready, not emotionally stable or settled when they arrive. And that creates inconsistency between you and them. Relationships are influenced strongly by timing and chance. People come in, things move quickly, and then the situation changes again. And what's the breaking point of the relationship? Nine of Cups means the breaking point comes when emotional expectations are not fully matched in reality. You may feel satisfied at first, emotionally fulfilled at the beginning, but over time realize that deeper needs are not being met, or one person in the relationship becomes emotionally comfortable while the other still wants more. Your relationship doesn't break from conflict, but from emotional mismatch. The core lesson that you need to learn is building relationships properly over time through teamwork, communication, and consistent effort. Relationship can't survive on emotion alone. It needs a structure, shared effort, and practical cooperation. You both need to actively build the relationship together instead of relying on feeling to carry it forward. And lastly, Page of Cups appears to show you the healthiest path forward. You need to be open, softer, and slower, allowing love to develop gently instead of rushing into intensity or responsibility. It means being emotionally honest in a simple way, expressing feelings earlier instead of holding them inside or over managing them. So, approach your relationships with curiosity as if you're learning a lesson in life, and allow yourself to emotionally grow rather than having wishful expectations and putting pressure on yourself or him to get those expectations fulfilled. I tell you that you will have many opportunities for having a permanent relationship. There is no need for disappointment since you will not stay single for long. You just need to approach love with emotional softness, patience, and openness instead of pressure or heaviness. All right, now it's time to ask your question from the pendulum. The answer will be yes, no, maybe, or I don't know. So focus on your question and concentrate on the pendulum. Wow, it went round and round, and at the end, forcefully says, I don't know. The pendulum wants to keep you in suspense. Alright, I hope you liked this video. If so, please hype the video, like, share, subscribe, and all that jazz. I send you love and light and all the blessings in the world and beyond. Till next time, bye.